Is it possible for other players who did not get fully guaranteed contracts to take the finding that the NFL said, go forth and collude? Can that be used to try again, to come up with another collusion case? The discovery that was done in this case was focused only on the 3 quarterbacks. The problem is, and I haven't written about this yet, we talked about it during the podcast with Pablo. At some point, the 3 quarterbacks was expanded to include 594 total players who didn't get fully guaranteed contracts. I have a feeling for those 594 players, the ship has sailed. The question is, are there other players who have, since the filing of that contract or that grievance, gotten contracts that weren't fully guaranteed, who can now try to pursue their own grievance? And if the time has run out because of the union's failure to share this with its membership, and that was one of the ways I was trying to get the document. How can you refuse to give this to your members? How can you refuse to give this to the quarterbacks who were the centerpiece of the case? Kyler Murray didn't have it. Russell Wilson didn't have it. I don't know whether or not Lamar Jackson had it. I assume nobody had it. So if the union didn't get a tolling agreement with the league, and the 50 days have come and gone for filing a grievance based upon the information contained in that 61-page ruling, the union has potentially massive exposure to its, if anybody does anything with it. And the league has potentially massive exposure if there is still a way to pursue a grievance based upon the finding that was made by Christopher Droney. And if Droney had found what I think he should have found, what I think common sense points inescapably to, the all-powerful management council told them to collude, and they did. Not that they didn't, because they all said, we didn't. We harumph, we don't collude. Okay. The exposure would have been in the billions. It would have been crippling to the NFL. Worse, possibly, than the Sunday ticket, $14 billion that they somehow avoided. It's amazing. It's amazing. You finally have your reckoning, and you still find a way to wiggle off the hook. It really is amazing. In this case, the NFL has benefited from the fact that the union, for whatever reason, and we all should be demanding to know what the reason is, failed to take this powerful weapon for a union that will never use the labor law nuclear option. They have a litigation nuclear option that they just ignored. It fell right into their laps, and they ignored it. So I don't know what's going to happen. What will happen? Will the players rise up? Will they fire Lloyd Howell? Will they fire J.C. Tretter? I'm not saying they should, but these are all potential outcomes. Will the players take charge of their union? See, I think that current union management benefits from the fact that, for the most part, the rank and file don't care. They're not engaged. And they've managed to get them to think that any attack on leadership is an attack on all of them. So they circle the wagons and rally the troops behind and beneath union leadership, which keeps the troops from saying, are we being led the way that we should? And I don't really care about the players. I don't want to make this me against the players. This is, the players got screwed here because the union didn't share with them and didn't capitalize on what would have been a powerful weapon in the effort to get the best possible deal at all times against the NFL, especially at a time when the NFL is already making noise about reconfiguring the salary cap formula, maybe giving the players less than half of all the money that comes through the cash register. See, this is the difference. And I don't mean this as a criticism. I don't mean it as a compliment. I'm just stating facts here. The league, on one hand, is always strategizing and conniving and working to get the best that it can with a smile on its face and a song in its heart. But once you peel away, it is all strategic and it is all planned and it is all very successful when it comes to maximizing the money that flows into the pockets of the owners. They're very good at that. It's ruthless, it's heartless, it's dehumanizing at times, but it works. What's the union doing? Get along to go along. We want peace. We don't want litigation. Shit, I'd bring Dave Smith back today. If it was up to me, I'd bring him back today. And I'd say, here's the ruling that your idea, that your effort, that your creativity and your persistence, this is what it resulted in. Take this and get the most out of it for us now. That's what I'd do. But they ain't asking me. All right. I had asked for some questions earlier. I read them and I incorporated them into whatever coherent thoughts I may have been able to express over the course of the last 45 minutes or so. I did promise yesterday to do show and tell with my best trading cards. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. That, as Kristen said before we got started, that'd be kind of a weird right turn for today. So we'll do that tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit lighter, but I have a feeling there will be more about this. We'll get to other topics tomorrow, but there'll probably be some leftover. There'll be some things that I haven't thought of, some things that may come to light over the course of the next day. And I really am. Now, I don't know what's happened since we started at 11 o'clock Eastern for the taping of this, but I'm just very encouraged that people in the media who get it and who aren't trying to, take care of the hand that feeds them, those folks understand that this is a big deal. A lot of people in the audience understand it's a big deal. It was our biggest trafficked and viewed story of the day so far, the initial story that we wrote about this. That's all encouraging because I just want people to understand this is unprecedented as far as the NFL is concerned. It finally puts meat on a bone that many have suspected exists. The skeleton in the closet. It puts meat on the skeleton in the closet. And you throw in the component of the union inexplicably. And I'm sorry, look, I'm going to have people hating me even more at both 345 Park Avenue and at the NFLPA headquarters. Now, they've been nice to me and happy with me lately at the NFLPA because, I see what the NFL does and I say, this is wrong. We should push back, yada, yada. They're all going to hate me today, but that's okay because everybody's got dirt on their hands from this one. This is ridiculous the way this has been mishandled by the union, and it's ridiculous the way the NFL tried and successfully colluded. Even though Christopher Droney, who wants to continue to be system arbitrator and compensated accordingly, was willing to take the word for the owners who said, oh, we didn't collude. Sure they did. That's it for now. Thanks again to Pablo. We had a lot of fun with the podcast. If you haven't watched that, we just had a great time. And we really just like when you have two different brains that are fertile and active and hyperactive, thinking about the same problem, it really does drill down a lot more than I did today. But it's an important issue. And I hope it gets regarded that way. And it really is ideal for us, not for the NFL and the NFLPA, that it's happening at a time when there are no bright, shiny objects to distract us from really understanding what happened and where we go from here. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.